Thank you, and welcome to the beta launch of LiquidLandscape Notebook. LiquidLandscape is a young startup founded in San Francisco by two ex-Wall Streeters and recently graduated from the Barclays Techstar FinTech Accelerator in London. And our goal is to solve the problem of how you communicate with your data. In finance, on the one hand, we have super smart quants and analysts performing complex calculations with big data. And on the other, line of business managers who want to use those insights to make better and faster business decisions. But so much of that insight gets lost in translation between those two groups. It gets boiled down into a static PDF report, into a BI dashboard that takes an entire IT team to build or maintain. And my personal favorite, the infinite email thread with many different versions of the same spreadsheet attached. This communication gap dilutes the value of our investment in big data technology. It creates a mountain of reports that are a chore for the analyst to write and a chore for the manager to read. But most importantly, it all comes down to risk. The longer it takes us to move from problem identified through problem communicated to problem solved is time for the market to move against us, for a fed-up customer to get on Twitter, for the regulators to come calling and ask, what just happened? And we don't even know because our decision-making process has become divorced from its data lineage. LiquidLandscape Notebook was designed to fill that communication gap and help you reach better, faster, and retraceable business decisions. Let me show you how it works. So the notebook we're demoing here is built with an open data set courtesy of the World Bank, because as you can imagine, none of our clients want their private data on this big a screen. But as you watch this demo, I'd like to imagine that you're looking at all your counterparty credit exposure for an entire bank, the customer journey for each of your credit card clients as they apply for a new line of credit, or being able to tweak that FICO mortgage model to see who gets approved and who gets rejected. As David will show you, LiquidLandscape Notebook was designed to take the best of multiple open source visualization technologies and weave them together so you can play with your data. You can take a single parameter, move it, filter it, slide it, and see how all the other parameters interact. Or see the global system, in this case, bilateral trade flows between major economies. You can even take a red pen, scribble on your notebook and say, hey, look at this. This is important. But the most important part that I keep stressing again and again is how do we communicate with our data? And we've made it as easy as, writing a chat on your phone. As you see on the right-hand side, when you find something of interest in the data, you just click the button on the bottom and we create a point of view link. It looks like a hyperlink, but when someone clicks on that, they're not just receiving a snapshot or a C figure A. Anyone in your organization who shares this workbook can click on that link and create your entire point of view with the data and analysis trail that led to it. And they can respond, they can ask their own questions, they can build off what you've discovered and make the conversation with that data go both ways. A great side effect of that is by marrying the communication to the data context, we also have an immutable audit trail of who saw what when, what data and what models were used to make what decisions. Finally, we don't have too much time to go into this there. But at LiquidLandscape, we feel strongly that to create a notebook, you shouldn't have to be a developer. You shouldn't have to be a graphic designer. If you can create an Excel pivot table, you can put together the kind of example we've just shown you here. So, as I mentioned, we're a young startup. This is the launch of the public beta of LiquidLandscape Notebook, and we're on the hunt for people who want to try it on their own data. So if you're an early adopter who gets excited about new data technologies, or just want to have a conversation with your data that doesn't involve this many emails, then I encourage you to stop by the networking hall after the show to play around with this demo for yourself, or go to our website. It's www.getliquidlandscape.com, and sign up for a challenge that we call Notebook by Noon. It's invite us to your office at 9 a.m., we'll bring the technology, you supply the data, and by noon, we'll have you up and running on your own LiquidLandscape Notebook behind your firewall that you can try it for yourself. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting you after the show.